Hi, welcome back to Spirit Lounge and the final chapter of the Upanisads. I'll be doing a summary video after this to summarize, condense the main messages from it after this, but this is the final chapter. And this is the Vanjrasucika. It's a difficult Upanishad to pronounce, but I'll put it on the screen and you guys can pronounce it for yourselves. So here we go. So this is a Vanjrasucika Upanisad. I hope I don't say that many more times. So again, the Upanisads, well, it's very, very short. There's only like 3 slides in this. And it's a very short one from 1200 to 400 BC. It was the Upanisads, again, written by many ascetic seers and sages. We've gone through this many times, so we'll skip straight into it. So this one, this Upanisad belongs to the Sama Veda, and it talks about caste distinctions. And this is where, it did mention it in a preceding Upanishad, but this is where it really goes into it. And this is why this was interesting. It goes on about caste, which is prevalent in India, where the Upanisads obviously came from, the Indus subcontinent. Okay, let's go straight into this is going to be very interesting. I found this interesting, and I liked it because it kind of does away with caste, really. It dismisses it, because remember, caste is a human, yet again another human construct. It wasn't given to us by any divine grace. It doesn't just differentiate us. Excuse me. Okay, the Brahma, so these are the castes. So the Brahma is a priestly class. The Kshatriya is the ruling or the military class. The Vaisya is the merchants and farmers, and Sudras, artisans, labourers, kind of the lower caste, the lowest. Are the 4 castes. Brahma is the chief among these classes, in accord with the Vedic texts, a point worthy of investigation. Who is the Brahmana, i.e. that person who achieves connection with the Absolute? Is he the individual soul or the body? Is it determined by the class based on birth? Is he the knowledge? Is he the deeds, previous, past, present, or prospective? Is he the performer of the rites? So he's asking all these questions. Who is the Brahmana? What is the Brahmana? What defines that which or who, that which or whom which achieves the connection with grace? So he goes, and this is the discussion. The first posited, the first position, the jiva, is the vital energy of life, i.e. the life force within us, or individual soul, is Brahman, the expressive external self, as our action, words, thoughts, and intents expressed through our soul expression. The vital energy is Brahman, and said it is not, for the individual form is one, and the same in a large number of previous or prospective bodies. So what it's saying is the life force existed in many incarnations. The soul existed in many incarnations and was expressive of those incarnations and prospective bodies. So it can't be the source of the Brahmana, due to the stress of past karma. If it is said that the body is Brahman, it is not so, because of the oneness of the nature of the body, which is composed of the 5 elements, is in all classes of human beings. In other words, all the 5 elements, the breaths, and all the 5 elements of the senses are the same in all beings, so it can't be a distinction. On account of perception of the common features of the old age and death, virtue and vice, and complexion, we all have different complexions but the same senses. We all have the same virtues, we all die, we all have the same vices. So this can't be a distinction. Then it is said that birth makes the Brahmana. It's talking about the caste system. It is not so, for there are many species among creatures. Other than human, many sages are of diverse origin. So this is saying that it cannot be Indian, it cannot be Chinese, it cannot be that determines whether you're a Brahmana, because there are many people who have sought, many sages in this realm of this human species that have achieved enlightenment. So therefore it's not by birth. So that is not said. So now it's saying it can't be by the origin of your birth, the place of your birth. It is said that knowledge makes a Brahmana. excuse me, it is said that the knowledge makes a Brahmana. It is not so. There are many who have seen the highest reality and attained wisdom. Therefore, knowledge does not make a Brahmana. It is said that work makes a Brahmana. It is not so. Present embodiment or accumulated during the previous of two commence on a fortune embodiment is common to all living creatures. So this is saying we are embodiment in many incarnations. So this is also not true. And then it says, it is said that the performer of religious duties is a Brahmana. It is not so. There have been many who have given away gold. So he's saying there are many who have given away gold and their riches. They don't have to be a Brahmana or one of the castes. Anyone can do it. Then who is the Brahmana? If it's not caste, if it's not body, if it's not duty, if it's not origin, if it's not individual form, if it's not let's go through this. If it's not the vital energy, it's not. If it's not the individual soul, it is not. If it's not the form, it is not. If it's not said to be the birth that you're in, the caste that you're in, or the place that you birth, it is not that. If it's not, say, therefore knowledge, then what is it? If it's not the work that you do, it is not that. What can it be? If it's not the performance of rituals and sacrifice, if it's not that, what can it be? Because everyone does that. Then who is the Brahmana? It is he who, after directly perceiving the self without a second, devoid of distinctions of birth, attribute, action, devoid of all faults, that is by itself devoid of determinations, becomes rid of faults of desire, qualities of tranquility, mind, unaffected by ostentation, has a sense of self-sense. He alone who is possessed of these qualities is the Brahmana. This is the view of the Vedic texts and tradition. Meditate on Brahman and the self who is the being, consciousness and bliss, without a second. That means without any other illusion in between. Without a second means only this divine spirit, no other. Meditate on Brahman, the self who is being, consciousness and bliss without a second. This is the Upanisad. So basically it ends with saying that from the very lofty in the ego to the very lowly in the gutter is Brahman, because the passage to that is within each and everything and everyone, every sentient, animate or inanimate, sentient, non-sentient thing that we think exists has access to Brahman, the Brahman within them, because it has the divine spark within it. If it exists, it has a divine spark within it. If it's animate or inanimate, it matters not. So this is saying that the caste system is a falsehood. It's just prejudice. It's just another way of separating individuals into levels of which they look down upon by another human, which is no better than that other human, other than that they have an ego and other more refined things around them, and better clothes and better food, and have put themselves in a layer where they look down upon others. This, believing in caste, will always remove you away from Brahman absolute consciousness. When you know that we are all one, then you will. The connectedness of all that it says in previous chapters. Remember, you could be a student in an ashram or a monastery, or be a nun next to somebody, or be a Buddhist monk, or be an ascetic, and you could be sitting next to someone being taught, and the person next to you could be of higher enlightenment, and that person could be a Sudra, and you could be a Brahmin. What determines that is that spiritual enlightenment is access to all. It's actions, words, thoughts and intentions. It's our will. It's where we move our soul. It's got nothing to do with birth, and nothing to do with your colour of your skin, and nothing to do with the words that you speak, the language that the food that you eat, the sky you were born in, the land that you sit on, or the state of social economic state that you find yourself in, or what house you live in, or what car you're driving. These are human prejudices and status symbols that have been created to separate us. We must transcend away from all of them, and we must become one and see each other as one, because transcendence is within your spirit, it's within you, it's your choice. You move to the same place together, and you will sit in the same halls of the divine together, metaphorically. So I like this chapter because it explains that to us, and I hope this, for those who are thinking there's separateness in us, there is not. And this passes the message on clearly. So again, thank you again. Remember, the Upanisads, just as in the Nag Hammadi, says you must become and take that passage of your own. Take the messages from all our avatars and all our sages and seers and those messengers that have come to us in forms like Christ, like Krishna, like Buddha, that have come to us. Take the messages, understand them, and absorb them all, because they all have a place within us. They brought the messages in the place in the world at the time that they did, and the message that they needed to be instilled, where it needed to be instilled, and cascaded out from all these places. And we all need to absorb them all. There is learning to be had from all scripture in all places. And that's what this channel is all about, and that's what your passage will always be, ultimately. Absorb of the all, because the all is the all. It absorbs everything's from it. There is no thing distinct or unique, and the sole entry to it. Okay, I want to say thank you again for listening. This is the end of the Upanisads. I am going to be doing a summary of this after this, so to summarize it. And but this is the final Upanisads. I hope you enjoyed it and join me for the summary, and I say thank you to you all. God bless. But I do find there's I want to close. I'm finding this there's a bit of a I want to block this user. Okay, block. I'm going to block this person again. I'm getting okay. I'm getting some random stuff on here, people jumping onto this with these random things. I'm getting hacked, I think. But I hope you can join me on the summary. Hope you enjoyed the Upanisads. God bless you all until next time, and thank you again for listening to this and sharing with others. Thank you. God bless.